start with discover new business opportunities. I think all of you mostly belong to the engineering background. So I am going to tell you about something which actually you might be not so familiar with when you are studying it in the classrooms. So please bear with me. I think I will be expressive and you will understand what I am telling. Now let us start with the facts. When we are telling about the new business opportunities, the entrepreneurship and all that thing, let us now see what kind of the facts and figures are there, which we will have to learn. That is, I can speak about the startups and also the family business. One thing is that you should all understand India is the second largest startup hub in the world. So every year, I have taken the facts and figures of this particular year. Every year, usually 25 to 27,916. This is the last year's facts and figure. Startup were there, but what has happened is that all these startups, which is 27,916 startups were there, these perish within less than 3 years period. Like 93% of them do not continue further for the next generations. And when furthermore it is being considered, for less than 10 years of the period, 97% of the startup are going to close the doors. Then what is the factor behind like 27,916 we have got the startups, but after 10 years period, 97% of them are going to completely close down the doors and only 3% of that remains. Coming to the family business. Actually, when we are talking about the family business, there must be somebody who actually have made all the foundation for any kind of the businesses, who have come from rags to the richest. Okay, in one generation, what happens is that one person works so hard that he becomes from the rags to the richest. He becomes the richest person. He launches all the kind of the business, whatever he is interested for, and he will be having lot of name and fame. When the family business come to the second generations, almost it will come down to 27%. It is not the same as in case of the startup, because in case of startup it has come down within 3 years of period or less than 10 years of period, 97% it has come down. But in case of second family business, when we come to the second generation, it has come down to 27%. And they continue somehow because they will be already having the properties and they will be already having some kind of the organized setup in which they run through. And then when you come to the third generation, it will again drop to 1.89%. When we consider the startups and the family business, most of the business people are from India only. Most of the business people, as it, and that's the reason why it is being called as the second most largest startup hub in the world. But when after the 10 years period or after one generation to another generation, the participation is dropping so much that in case of family business, it has come down to 1.89%, when in case of startups, and it has after 10 years period only, not even crossed one generation, within 10 years period only, 97% of them closed, and it is only 3% that is been remaining. Then what is all this in the new ideas? What kind of the new ideas they might be there? So let us start with a small story here. Uh, when you see, I think many of you have known this person, C.K. Ranganathan sir, who is actually a founder, Cabin Care. See, in case of C.K. Ranganathan sir, he is a chairman and managing director of Cabin Care, and he is actually born in a small town called as the Kadalur in Tamil Nadu, and he has started with only some 15,000 rupees, and now his worth of the business is crossing 500 crore rupees. Then what is the story behind this particular man, C.K. Ranganathan, who is the originator and founder of Cabin Care? So here what has happened is that all his inspiration has come from his father, who is Chinni Krishna. Father's name was Chinni Krishna. He was an agriculturist, and also he was into some pharmaceutical businesses also. And Ranganathan has got two more brothers also who are actually very good at studies, and one of them is the doctor, and another one is the lawyer. And out of the siblings, he was actually not so good at the studies, and he was always like, even while sending to the school also, he was a very poor academic oriented student. That's why all his brothers went to the English medium school, but he was being sent to the Tamil language school and the government schools and all. So this is what has happened. Sorry. Okay, and then so this is how was his childhood. Always he was blamed like for his poor performance as a student.
Madam, 1 second, ma'am. 1 second. Request all the participants to stay muted. Madhura, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Madhura, ma'am. Ma'am, kindly make sure all participants are muted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing, sir.
There is disturbance from one or two participants' side.
Okay, okay, sir. I'll do, sir.
Mute them or remove them. Chitra, ma'am, you can continue.
Yeah, yeah. And then what his father does is that he was interested in his son, Mr. Ranganathan, that he should be a agriculturist or he will do some business or something like that. Later on, but untimely death of his father, later on he had to join in 1982. He had to join brothers' business, wherein they were actually manufacturing the velvet shampoo. You might have heard about the velvet shampoo, and they were, as his father also was associated with pharmacist things and all. That's why they were all familiar with making this shampoo things and all. But later on, what happened is that his ideologies differed with his brothers, and that's why he had to leave the business with only some 15,000 rupees in the year 1982. Again, he will think about, he will all go to the rural market. He thinks rural market is the best one to target with, because usually only the city people would use the shampoo that particular point of time. He goes to the rural villages, and he tries to target it with the lowest of the lowest cost. But then also he will not come up with good ideas, or his product were not been marketed, because already velvet shampoo, which is being launched by his brothers who are already in the market, they had actually sold that to the Godrej company, and they were doing it in association with the Godrej company, and it was extensively doing the business. So it was very difficult for him to even look into the urban market as well as rural market, because rural market people were of the poor background. They were not going to afford, because soaps and all were coming, and they were not so much familiar with the shampoos things and all. And it was very costly because it was coming in the bottles. Then later on, he comes up with a new idea, which is called as the sachet. So that's why he is being called as the father of generation of an idea called as the sachet business. Then what he does is that within a sachet, 5 grams or 10 grams like that, he will add the liquid with some kind of the technology that is been available during those days, and he will try to sell it at 1 rupees, 2 rupees like that. In that case, this particular idea is being picked up, and it was a click, and it was a great hit during that time, and rural market was a very good market for him during that time. So it became very successful. Later on, he will go on and on, and he never have turned back. and then one after the other he launches different kinds of the products here. As you know, Mira shampoo, and then Ruchi pickles, and Farever also is being brought by the Kavin Care itself. Actually, there is also a story behind this Kavin Care. Kavin Care is the name of the name. If it is being split, then Kavin is nothing but in Tamil. It is nothing but protection. And then care, anyway, you know what do you mean by care. So, and the first two letters are here in capital letter C and K, which is actually Chinni Krishna, name of his father. So like that, everywhere we can see very good ideas and very good innovations and marketing of such kind of innovations in case of Mr. C.K. Ranganathan, sir. And then coming to the Big Basket man, who is a Hari Menon, who is a co-founder and CEO of Big Basket. As you know, he was also an ordinary person amongst us, and then he raised to now his property is almost around some 5,000 crores or something. But he has started with some 10 lakh rupees during 1996. There was a previous to the bigbasket.com, the same concept he started with the Fab Mart, and then it became Fab Mall, wherein same upon the e-commerce platform, groceries were being sold. But that did not go further for many, obviously many other reasons were there. And then he carries and he comes out of Fabmon, and then he builds up one more project under the name of the bigbasket.com. Now it has started with some 10 lakh rupees in 1996, and now it is being worth almost more than some 5,000 crores. And sold every day on Big Basket. So this is the story of Mr. Hari Menon. And then coming to the women entrepreneurs, as we all know that now we are all talking about the equality, that this and all. But as you know, women will be having their own kind of the problems, issues, and even especially in case of women, they have predetermined tasks to do. That's why coming to the successful stories of one founder and founder of the Shana Hussain, I think so. Like in case of Shanaz Hussain, actually she was born in Samarkand on 1994 in a very very conservative Muslim household. She studied in Saint Mary's, Allahabad, and at an early age she was being married at a very very early age, like 14 years and all. And then later on, at a very early age, she will have two kids, and immediately her husband passes away. And then again, while trying, she was always been very much attached and was very much fond of the beauty care products. And that is the reason why she had tried some kind of the chemical product at that time that was available with her. Then she herself was exposed to such kind of a very chemical reactions, wherein her face become very completely like burnt kind of a thing because of the chemical reaction. Then she was completely devastated at that point of time, because she was not having the money, she was not having any means to earn, and then she wanted to open a parlor, but still that couldn't happen, because seeing at her face itself, people will not come, because in case of parlors and all, most probably they will have to be very neat, clean, and also they will look at the person who is actually treating them. And that's why looking at her face nobody would come. So she will now sit and think about the odds and chemical things and all in beauty products, and she determines to change that particular chemicals and want to put ayurveda in beauty products. So then comes with the Shana, so she comes up with and almost like at the beginning, she opens a parlor at her own home, and she become very popular treating others with the Ayurvedic because it will not be having any kind of the side effects and all. And later on she will launch the Shahnaz Hussain group. And even in her personal life also she was very like a lot of difficulty she had to face as a woman, and also belonging to a conservative Muslim family, and lot of odds she had to face. And she had opened her first herbal clinic in 1971, and all herbal care and cure, and over later on she comes up with the Shahnaz Hussain group. And then 1979 actually first franchisee clinic was opened in Calcutta, and within a year almost she gave to some 80 franchises. By 1982 she gave almost to some 80 people she gave the franchisee. And she actually opened a franchisee clinic in even London also. It was so famous, everybody liked her idea of putting Ayurveda in beauty products and body care. And in 2006, she actually receives the fourth highest civilian award, which is Padma Shri. And she was being called at the Harvard University also to talk about her success story. And then she was being invited to the business school abroad also, and she had lectured to the students of London School of Economics, Massachusetts, and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and the University of Oxford and all. So it became a success story even abroad as well as within India also. And now also you can see so many beauty products are available with Shahnaz Hussain, and it comes with a trust. And coming to Rashmi Sinha, she was also a very ordinary lady, and now who has found out a particular platform she has developed as a slideshare. And she is an Indian woman entrepreneur and a business person. And she lived and she was listed in almost number 8 as most powerful women entrepreneurs list of Fortune magazine in 2012. And she was named after one of the most influential women under top 10 in website by 2.1 by Fast Company. So in Economic Times also she was listed as one of the 20 most influential women by Global Indian Women in January 2015. So all these people have put in hard efforts in order to be at the top. All these people whom I am talking were very ordinary people. And then coming to the next picture, you can see there who is actually Kalpana Saroj, who is being regarded as Slumdog Millionaire of India actually. Why she is being called so is because she was actually, her story is like it will bring tears in your eyes actually if you listen to her stories. Like she was born in a Dalit family. She was not allowed to go to the school, even though she was very meticulous, and she was very intelligent child of her age, but still she was not allowed to go. Her father somehow wanted her to study, but because of the relatives and the society, she was not allowed to even sit inside the school. She was being made to sit outside the school, and so many humiliations she actually had to face. At the age of 12, when she was studying in the 7th standard, she got married, and within the relatives only. And after the marriage, her life becomes a hell. She was being humiliated to that extent. Sorry, 1 second. You can all see the slide. Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. It's visible.
It's visible, ma'am.
The slide.
But it's struck, it seems, ma'am. Not moving. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now you can see.
Yes, ma'am. The Rashmi Sinha slide share that PPT is there.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So here I was talking about the Kalpana Saroj story. And then somehow, all after all this humiliation, she was brought back to her dad's house, and there also she was not free because when a woman at that particular point of time comes back to the father's house, leaving husband and husband's family and all, you might have the knowledge like how humiliating it would be for her during that particular point of time. She even tries to commit suicide also, but she survives in the hospital luckily. And after that, she makes up her mind that she has to come back to the business and she has to do something in life and she has to earn money so that such kind of a humiliation should not happen to any women later on. She is into lot of social works also, wherein as you call it as Rosgar, providing the Rosgar to many needed people and all. She is into actively participating into the social activities also. She is now having the Kamini Tubes Limited, and her properties is net worth is almost crossing $12 billion or 1,300 crores plus now. So we have taken all these people who are very ordinary. Even if you look back to the history, the people who are most successful in life were very ordinary people before. Then what is all this common in all these people? Even you can take the story of Dhirubhai Ambani or whomsoever you name it, they will be having the very difficult past. Then what is always common is that one thing is that they always take challenges or opportunities in disguise. So this is the most important thing. Whenever a challenge comes, whenever the problems comes to us, then we will blame the God in the first place. That why God is giving me so much of difficulty. So at the first place, we will blame the God for giving this kind of the problems. Only I am facing the problem. So always we will try to give the justifications, but we never see any kind of the opportunity in the problem. While in the process of solving the problem, we will get lot of opportunities. Actually, more bigger the challenge, more bigger the problem, more bigger is the opportunity. That we will have to first realize. Never we should be down with the problems, and always we should be able to face the problems because God has given everyone the same kind of the power, the same kind of the strength, everything. See, even if it is me or somebody else or some other third person, whomsoever it is, everybody are at the time of birth, everybody is completely equal. Is it not? Everybody is completely made normal and everybody is being given the same kind of the strength to survive. But when we grew up, again, the sociological factors also are there, economic factor also are there, finance also are there. But whatever is the problem, that problem has to be assumed as the challenge, and we will have to see the opportunities within that. All these people, whomsoever story I have now told you, have seen the challenges as the opportunities in disguise. So that is one thing common there. And then once you commit to something, actually commitment is an act and it is not a word. What we will tell is that before going to an exam, we will tell, oh, this all we are going to, it is very easy to do all these things, it's not that difficult and all. And even I can see so many people who are in the students background only, that they will all do the timetables also before going to the next semesters or before 1 month or 2 months of the exams. They will do the timetables also, that I will have to study today this much, this much, this much. But later on, what happens? 1 or 2 days they will do also. But later on, what happens is that okay, today I will a little bit. I was yesterday was a little bit. Uh, uh, some bodily ache is there, some problem I had. I did not sleep in the last night. I was very tired. That's why I will sleep little bit. So it happens like it again after 2 or 3 days or after a week or some particular point of time, it never moves forward. Once you commit to something, then you will have to commit to that in such kind of a extent that you should never leave its back, and you should never show back. Any kind of backing off should not be there always. So always the commitment should be an act of the word, and act of an act but not a word in itself. Always we will be very good at telling the stories to someone, and again something bad happens or some problem happens, always we will be available with the justification of our activity. And whenever we usually having some kind of the idea or some venture we are having in the mind, then we will ask the opinions of various people. So these various people, friends, families, relatives, or so many people will be there who are the influencing factor for our things and our objectives and our ventures also. We will ask the suggestions from them. Each one of them first they will tell, okay, this is not good one. So first thing is that what will you do if you invest 10 lakh rupees and if it doesn't come back, what we will do? So first comes the negative thing. That's why always what you will have to do is that take suggestions from everybody and do what is good for you. Not that simply going with only one person's word. If you will, even though that person will tell negative, then you find out some positive in that particular thing. You find out the opportunity in that particular thing, and stand very strong by, and you commit to yourself and stand very strong that okay, I will be able to do it. And the next very common thing is that there are very less people qualified than you, but because of your activity, they will decide to believe in themselves. And over a period of time, they try to believe in themselves, and never they will think about anything else. Only one particular objective will be that I will have to do this particular business or whatsoever you are going to offer, that you will have to do. And then always you should believe in yourself, not accompanied or not being carried by people's words. And that is the reason you can see there are so many people who have not even taken a degree actually. Not even taken a degree actually. Again, I think there is a. Okay, all of you can see.
Yes, yeah, ma'am. It's visible.
Yeah, okay, okay. So if you see Dhirubhai Ambani, for example, under him, he has not actually graduated or he has not studied so much higher educational qualification is not there. But and we can see so many business person are there under whom we are working even after we are highly qualified, even after we are having lot of qualifications and certificates, everything. But you can see that even though a person has studied much lesser than you, but you are working under them. Why this happens is because they believe in themselves. Always whenever we do some kind of a venture, always that kind of a fear will be there. If I invest in that, what will happen? If I am taking a loan and I am not going to do the business, then what will happen? If I am not going to repay my EMI, what will happen? So always we will be having that fear factor in ourselves. That is the only constraint I can say, which is stopping you from becoming a more successful person. And always you should be able to believe in yourself, and then that is the reason why even lesser qualified people than you or at the top than you being less qualified than you. So this is what I can say is that you will have to believe in yourself, and whenever you have a dream to chase, nothing can actually stop you. You should have that commitment in you, and you should believe in yourself, and you should have a dream also, because simply like you are having one objective and simply going without any kind of a rational thinking, that should not happen. So you should have a very very rational dream, and you will have to dream in such a way, and you will have to chase it, chase the dream, so nothing should be stopping you. Believe in yourself and always have a dream. So, but what we will do is that in order to dream, you will have to sleep, and that's why most of the people will be sleeping only. That should not happen. A dream, actually, an objective or a dream is something which should never let you sleep. So that is actually a dream. It is when you study the story of this vada pav wala, you can understand he was also a very very common person. He will again he will also be having lot of financial difficulty, and he when he was walking on the streets of Maharashtra, then he will just see he was as you know vada pav there was a is a great dishes that you can have. He will see when he was eating the vada pav, he will see one more burger picture there. Then immediately he will get an idea why we cannot convert this Indian burger to something else. Then he comes up with all such kind of ideas, and Goli Vada Pav shop is there now, which is more than some 80 franchises are there with the Goli Vada Pav, and it's a famous hit there. And then you will have to find a purpose, and the means will actually follow. Always, whenever we go back to the stories of these successful person, everybody have come across with a lot of difficulty, and finally they want to contribute something to the society. And always they will see that whatever has happened to you, I should struggle in such a way that it should not, that struggle should not be there for somebody else. Let it end with me only. So you should always have a societal purpose, and this societal purpose only will be picked up for the society. Whenever you are going to do the business, then you are going to do with your customers who are yours, who are come up with from, you are picking them out, the target market you are picking from society only. That's why only when you have got some kind of a societal purpose or some kind of a serving in your business or venture or an idea, then only in that case you will be successful. Always you will have to find out the purpose, then the means will follow. So then let us look into what kind of a future business opportunities will be there. One thing is that artificial intelligence, all of you, because you are engineering students and all, so you can understand about the artificial intelligence thing. And then cyber security, as all of you know now, because more and more online businesses are happening, so cyber security will be at the most primary, it will be a most primary thing that each and every company will be looking for, because now it becomes very essential for each and every small to small companies or small to small startups to go with a basic website. So every person should be now almost forced to open a website, and cyber security then comes as a primary thing for each one of them. Then comes it with the automation. That's why we can see everywhere now the ATM machine came. That is also an automation. Calculator came. That is an automation. Computers came. That is an automation. Now we are thinking, and there are many robots also in place. So that is also automation. The robots have come to such kind of areas also, where in Shimoga there was a three-star hotel which was having a robot which serves the coffees, teas, and snacks to the tables of the customers. So automation has come to each and every place there. If you go to the kitchen, you get the automation. You come in every house there is automation. When you come outside the house, also when you're working in a company, then also you can see a lot of automations there. And then the most important thing now is about the housekeeping, because now as men and women both of them are going to the work, and most probably now it is going to increase because the percentage is going to increase in the coming future. So housekeeping services will also be having huge demand. Like as you know, already it has been started. Urban Clap and all advertisements we can see wherein for house cleaning and everything you are being hired, and you can hire few people instead of keeping a maid for everyday purpose. And for everyday purpose, even if you need, then for some specialized cleaning and the things and all, you can hire from the outside. And then gaming and app development, as you all know, it's already been started, and with the app development now, because of the Make in India thing and all, now it has been given the boost, and that's why even the app development and gaming also is becoming the most demanding business opportunities here. And then one more thing is about the senior care. That's because the children have to move abroad or move to some other different cities, and the parents are, if they are not willing to come along with them, then in that case somebody should be there who can take care of them. Then this senior care services also will be becoming a very demanding factor here, and that's why most demand is there for this senior care services and all. And then as we know, we are going completely into the breaking the joint family system, and we are going completely into the nuclear family system, to the extent that if the husband and wife and the kid and a small kid is together, then it is called as a joint family in this particular era now. That's why when you have such kind of a lifestyle, then pet care services and all becomes again demanding factor here. Everybody wants to have their pets and all, because now the cleaning and all that thing becomes a problem. That's the only problem. If everybody, if you talk to any other person and you ask why you do not have a dog at home, why you do not have cats at home, or why you do not have any other pets at home, then they will tell it's very difficult to maintain, it's very difficult to clean, all that thing. So now already it is being started. Pet care services are already started. If you are moving for some point of time, like 1 week and all, if you are going to some trips and all, then you can leave your pet with the pet care services people. Like that, it will again increase in future. So these are all some most important future business opportunities that I have highlighted here. And even more than that, there are many other things are also there. As I told you, the idea can pop up into the mind of any person for that matter, whether you are born into a richest family, whether you are born into the business family, or whether you are born and brought up in some other normal to normal family without even a touch of business ideas or any kind of the business. So finally, I would like to conclude with only one statement to all of us, including me, that our greatest ability as humans is not to change the world, but to change ourselves, which is being told by Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you so much for listening to me.